to incite a riot. Make some noise, break up the silence. Scream and shout, no being quiet. Spread the facts until you buy it. Come to my den, I got toys for torture. We drink the blood fresh just to stay immortals. We bring a thug fest, calling all New Yorkers. And keep a bayonet for the future slaughters. Take your bets, the players make them offers. Heads or tails, your life is on a quarter. All the king's men tally up their horses. Forging ahead with a secret missile launching. Off to Georgia and start to cross the borders. In my bedroom, I'm making all the orders. If you come, you won't make it till morning. Get the picture, maybe kinda sorta. Ski mask, check. Extra filter, check. Scissors, check. Duct tape, check. H2O, check. Ammo, check. Books, check. Receiver, check. You're gonna get it, turn in your weapons. I'm under pressure, don't you forget it. You're gonna get it, turn in your weapons. I'm under pressure, don't you forget it. I got the right moves, I know what you do. You know I love you, but I'll still sue you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Bruce Brothers and Montalvo Bailey's best attractions. And we're attractive too. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show.
Yeah. It's supposed to be called Damage Control because, you know, Jaja and her album, you know, the
No. It's not supposed to be called Damage Control. Yeah. This is the Bruce Montalvo Show.
Yeah.
This is the Mistress of Ceremonies, Jaja, and I am Bruce Montalvo. And yes, she is Damage Control pretty
That's
much.
right,
Anytime
yeah.
she's on the mic,
It
she's
is Damage Control.
alienating the New World Order from the airwaves because they're afraid of what she's going to say.
I'm alienating the airwaves, the aliens.
Yes, they live reptoids at CNN. Anderson Pooper Scooper and that other butthole David Gergen. All these people that just bow down to Gaia, otherwise known as Hillary, I'm with Hitler, Clinton.
You mean Hillary Liquor?
Yes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is September 30th, 2016, and you're listening to your humble hosts, Bruce and Jaja, as always, on the Bruce Montalvo Show, doing damage control on these oligarchical psychopaths.
Yeah, with the hottest rapper to your right, you know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? But I'm not that right, I'm not that left, I'm kind of in the middle, you know what I'm saying?
You're kind of like a anarcho, punk kind of New Yorko.
Analyst.
I mean, you get away with certain things on this show. I mean, she loves guns, folks. She doesn't want you to turn them in. She just wants you to go to her iTunes and purchase the song "Get Your Turn In Your Weapons."
Turn in your weapons and get your guns up.
Get your guns up.
Yeah.
I just always have guns on my mind. I want to defend this republic. Okay,
Yes.
so that is why I have your songs on my mind.
You know, if I had a building, and if you had a building in New York, you know, your own building, and nobody else in your building, and you had something to defend, I think even New York allows for you to have a gun. So even in the city, and there are provisions that one could take.
Right, if you have your own brownstone, then you're completely entitled to your castle doctrine. Yeah, it's all legalities. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But scum suckers like Hillary Clinton, they literally want to go in there and institute Australian-style gun control. And that's bad. That's very bad. That's turning your weapons bad.
You know what was really bad?
That debate was freaking bad.
Mary J. Blige singing Hillary Clinton.
Oh my God, that was so bad.
I mean,
that was so bad.
I actually felt so bad for Hillary just sitting there.
Hillary looks fat. She's been
she
eating
did.
a lot of King Taco.
Shut
She was
up.
very fat. She had like a
wearing
little fupa.
You're full of it. She's wearing a tweed. You're full of it. She's wearing a tweed jacket. She didn't look heavy at all. She was a very small.
Speaking of tweeds, Mary J. Blige must have been smoking some tweeds. Did you see that outfit she was wearing?
Oh, with that blonde wig.
She looked like
and
a messed up, retarded, like Mexican
Urkel.
piñata version of Lady Gaga.
Oh, she couldn't.
She looked messed up.
She couldn't even touch Lady Gaga.
Of course not. I hear Lady Gaga's very nice to Jewish merchants.
Yeah, where'd you hear that?
I don't know, on the dark webs, on the internets, folks. Anyway, we were watching that silly ass, stupid ass debate. Wasn't that thing just stupid? You basically have elephants and asses trying to control the masses.
And they were wearing
How do you like my
colors.
raps?
They were wearing each other's colors.
No. They were like subliminally switched up. That's right. Trump went out there wearing a blue tie, pretty much kind of symbolic of the Democrats, and then Hillary went out there like she was fucking Lady in Red.
Mm-hmm.
Lady in Red!
Okay.
It was awful.
Yeah.
Just as that little falsetto I just executed so excellently on the Bruce Montalvo show. No, but I'll tell you what it really was, folks. It was like Trumpzilla and Hillary Kong. Wasn't it? I mean, Hillary was like, just like that meme. She was like shooting lasers out of her freaking eyes, and then Trump had these little hands, smaller than like Alex Jones's hands, and he's like trying to like go after her with everything he's got. But really, he looked like he was on coke. Like Howard Dean. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist, and you don't need Howard Dean to tell you that Donald Trump looked more coked out than Charlie Sheen during that debate. I mean, Hillary just let him just talk. And she was just like, her little robotic self. There's so many conspiracy theories going out there as well. I mean, she had this, like, thing on her back, and it kind of looked like a anti-coughing machine. Like, they rigged her up with some type of anti-coughing machine, and they had, like, a teleprompter there. I mean, how many times did Lester Holt interrupt Chump up there? Like, 52 times?
Chester the molester?
Yeah, Lester Holt, who propagates and proliferates transgender children as a good thing for society. I mean, he wants your kids to be transgender. Lester Holt loves these reports. These are like his hard-hitting reports.
He thinks it's intriguing.
No, that guy should be put on pedo watch. That one guy that did that show where they, like, watched out for these guys, and they, like, put a sting operation for, like, these dudes, these pedos, possible pedos online. They should do that to Lester Chester, the molester Holt. I'm dead serious. I don't want to be dead, though, because I'm talking about Hillary here. Yeah, that's how scary it gets.
Oh, come on.
She was talking about stiff. I heard her say stiff. She's got some nerve. Speaking of stiff, she's bringing up porn stars to try to, like, come up against Trump. You believe that? I mean, it figures because this woman, I mean, she's hanging out with that deviant husband of hers, that rapist, Bill Clinton. I mean, if you Google him up, he's like got how many pictures with like prostitutes and hookers and sluts?
Yeah.
I mean, she is depraved. I don't understand how grandma can be appealing to all these idiot grandmas that love to watch Jeopardy. Like, seriously. No, I mean, this debate was just what I called it. Trumpzilla and Hillary Kong, and it was just like two monsters, like the two monsters that they were going toe-to-toe.
What do you think about Martin Sheen? What was it? Martin Sheen, right? Doing the impersonation of Donald Trump.
That was a Martin Sheen, but you know what? They all look the same. They're a bunch of freaking German Nazis. What is this? You're thinking of Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin.
They're all the same.
That douchebag. Yeah, he looked identical to Trump.
Yeah, he's going to be in a movie or something like that. That to me, that's about the last time I can deal with Trump, by looking as a character.
You came up with a slogan. What is that?
Done with Trump.
Done with Trump. I like the other one you came up with.
Heil Hillary?
No, not that one. I like the one. I like the one you came up with that says "I'm with her," and you said it sounds like Hitler.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Hitler, I mean, it's like Hitler mania. I mean, Hillary's hiling every second, anytime she's near the podium. When she's not coughing, she's hiling. And then you got this guy, Duarte, from the Philippines, telling the Philippines that Germany had Hitler, and now the Philippines has him.
That's pretty scary.
I mean, what do they want? They want Manny Pacquiao to, like, go in there and save the day? Is that what, like, the New World Order wants? Manny Pacquiao to go and fight toe-to-toe against Duarte. And this is just weeks after he called Obama a son of a whore. And the Philippines are out of control.
Yeah.
I mean, they're right to be mad because the Chinese are also acting like Nazis in that area. I mean, they're like, expanding their military. But I mean, it's kind of crazy. You got all these crazy dictators. That's why I mean, I'm gonna side with Gary Johnson on this one. I'm kind of siding with him on the fact that he couldn't figure out a world leader right now to say, oh, I admire
That
a
was
world
pathetic.
leader. No, it's not pathetic. It's kind of libertarian. It's about the most libertarian thing that Gary Johnson has done besides looking like he's possessed, sticking his tongue out. Because in actuality, you're not supposed to, admire leaders. Okay, yes, kind of, right? But in reality, where I'm coming from, I'm saying that you're supposed to try to be a leader. You be the leader, right? That's why you're sick of all this apolitical pro-government crap.
Yeah.
All this government worship.
Yeah, I'm just so sick of talking about those too. I mean, it's obvious.
You got to give him kudos for that. I think he's playing dumb. He's playing dumb. I called him a dumbass on YouTube. I went on YouTube. I got freaking 10,000 subscribers. And they went over there and they all clicked like. Because when I called Gary Johnson a dumbass. I mean, it's true. But going back to the debates, this was the first time where you had a lesbian, Hillary Clinton, going up against a retard in Donald Trump. Pretty much showcased on the grandest stage on American politics. But wasn't that a big old, stink fest? And it sucked. We sat through it. I mean, what did Trump talk about? Cookies? He mentioned cookies. And then he pretty much endorsed her back in the day on the whole Iran thing. And then what? He said, at the end of his speech, he said, I support her 100% when she becomes president, if she becomes president.
And then,
not to mention they were shaking hands like Freemasons all day. And you know what? I got these Freemasons. I got these Freemasons on Twitter that are saying, oh, Donald Trump doesn't make Masonic hand signs. They're like coming at me on Twitter. They're like fighting me. They're trolling me. They're saying, no, that OK Corral sign, it doesn't mean OK. It means like butthole or something. No, they're not even saying that. They're just like pleading the fifth on that one.
Talking about fifth?
Pleading the fifth. And that's where I'm getting at, because look at this criminally corrupt establishment we have with these communist Democrats that want to literally put gun owners in the Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden! Excellent. No, not excellent for gun owners. But that's what you have. You have, just these Democrats gone wild. They've gone wild. I mean, they're pleading the fifth. You believe that? They're acting like Capone and all these other gangsters from, the freaking Prohibition days. Only they're, destroying Aleppo, and they're completely destroying Syria. And they want to blame it all on Putin, on Putin. Meanwhile, we have, in the skies right now, we have freaking big Nazi warplanes that are probably playing Wagner on their freaking CD player up there.
It's very beautiful in Tucson.
Oh, it is.
I recommend anybody to come to live here because it's the most beautiful sunsets.
Yeah, but not if you're a freaking disgusting bum that defecates on the stoops from Brooklyn. You can just stay there and rot in there in Indian Point with the rest of them. Why don't you rot with Grandma Hillary out there and all the rest of those freaking disgusting libtards? I mean, seriously. I mean, let's go back to Hitlery, because that's what the people want to hear about. Okay, they want to hear about Hitler. They're mesmerized by this talentless Frau. She went out there defending a Mexican puta. Literally, at a debate. I mean, did they really have to say Sean Hannity's name 23 times? I mean, that guy's a bigger dumbass than Gary Johnson.
Yeah, he got lucky.
I mean, that guy's going down in history now for being mentioned for some dumbass at a presidential debate.
I wonder how much he paid for it.
No, exactly. He probably went back there in Bohemian Grove while Donald Trump was finger banging Rudy Giuliani in a tutu, okay, and freaking David Gergen and Anderson Pooper Scooper were tossing each other salads, deciding how, they're gonna freaking, screw Trump, rig the election, rig the debate, rig it all, and he's down with it. That's why he's wearing the blue tie. I mean, seriously, folks, he is such a democon. The guy said that he'll break the laws, that he's just some rich asshole that can do whatever he wants. I mean, this is like the 1%. I don't understand these alt-right Nazis. They can call me whatever they want because they know in the middle of the street, if they were to confront me in the middle of the street, I'd kick their monkey ass all over the freaking sidewalk. All right? That's why, they're out there in freaking wherever the hell they are, freaking survivalist land. Some of these people are just kooks that support Trump. Just a bunch of rednecks that would screw their own freaking cousin. I mean, he really projects to the lowest freaking common denominator.
Yeah, definitely.
But Hillary's no different. I just said she's bringing up Mexican sluts, whatever that chick was, against Trump, just because he called her fat. He's become a total reality show. I mean, there were no zingers. No zingers. Hillary's mentioning sluts that try to kill judges. About the only zinger that Trump had was when he called her out on her bad experience. He said, Hillary's got experience, but it's bad. Other than that, he was just promoting the fucking Grimace and Oreo cookies. He's not going to eat Oreos because they're Mexican now.
Look very staged.
Totally staged.
They just make it where everybody's scared of Trump so much now that now they have to get behind Hillary. But then she also is scaring everybody. So anyway, it's all based on fear. Obama's campaign was based on hope. There's no different. It's like boring. It's just business as usual. But the more that they can get you tuned into them, like this was supposed to be the biggest debate ever, the more power that they'll have to...
It was totally rigged. That's why Don King is involved in it, saying, nigga. Right? Yeah. How many times he dropped nigga?
I know.
I mean, this is more rigged than a Don King match. Hillary is already picked by the Pentagon. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, folks, I look out at my grill, and I think about the all-American pastime. Grilling, having some burgers, some hot dogs, some steak, some ketchup on the steak. And you have people like Obama that are against ketchup. They say, an all-American condiment. Condiment.
Yeah.
That sounds funny. But in reality, if he's against ketchup, then he's against Americana. And that bothers me. That bothers me because here you have Obama. I mean, the people who sign up for the military don't know any better. Most of them live in poor areas, and they have no way out. No way out. And they sign up to, defend their country, which is amicable, right? But in reality, I mean, they're just being sacrificed. They're out there breathing the depleted uranium, and every single drop when you go to the gas station and you're gassing up and you drop the last drop of what you're gassing up, that's like literally drops of blood from freaking people that Henry Kissinger called animals and are sacrificing. The fact that Obama hates ketchup, just solidifies that he hates America. He hates America. He's a freaking parasite and he hates America. And it's not going to change. They're going to bring in Hillary Clinton and it's going to continue, folks. These communist, Marxist trash are going to continue. And enough with the parapolitical. Let's get into it's a very strange night tonight. We have a black moon. A black moon is set to rise tonight. It is a rare lunar event. A lot of people are wondering what the hell is a black moon. And we looked up on the the Magi Society, and people are saying, "Oh, it's a good day, not a good day," or what do you think? There's various forms of moon worship. I mean, do you think people are going to be really like up to no good on tonight's black moon? I mean, what do you think of this black moon? It's crazy, isn't it?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I'm looking at it on the Telegraph here. Black moon set to rise, rare lunar event. But I'll explain to you the significance of the black moon. You see, it's pretty much a powerful feminine goddess Lilith worship kind of ceremony. I mean, the occultists and the Illuminati, they know what they're doing. And it's fitting because while the black moon is rising, there's basically a bad moon rising over Washington. I mean, you hear us breaking down the rigged Illuminati presidential debates, and literally, it's not who votes, it's who counts the votes. You have these morons going around, passing around, surveys to sign you up to vote, everywhere, wherever you go. Oh, why don't you sign up to vote? It's not who votes, it's who counts the votes. It's just a brainwashed, just idiot society. And they don't know any better. They don't know that at the top of the pyramid you have occultists, sorcerers, just banking oligarchs, just the elite that are into this stuff. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, folks, it's out there. And guess what? They believe in it. And it marks this black moon marks a day here on September 30th, 2016, where the internet is pretty much free for the last day, because Obama has, if you have been keeping up with the news, Obama gave up the right to control the internet, for the U.S. to control its own internet, to the UN. And it's pretty much, the dawn of a new day. You thought that you were going to be able to have your internet free, folks. Well, guess what? Now it's completely and totally co-opted by Big Brother. You can see it's called ICANN. 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 It's pretty much an unconstitutional giveaway of the internet, and it's just completely compromised now. You're going to have Russian and Chinese, third world dictator nations just going crazy. And it's no thanks to people like Hillary Clinton, who are using these private servers and are in the highest branches of government with this sensitive information, sensitive intel that they allow to be leaked to the Russians and the Chinese. And it could just be Dr. Strangelove, folks. I mean, you could have just Putin and Obama in bed all along, which is more than likely the scenario, because we work with the Russians on the space program. We work with the Russians. If you remember that batshit crazy Ronald Reagan said, in case of a extraterrestrial freaking event, that they would team up with the Russians. Now, whether it's a bunch of Nazi air balloons or real extraterrestrials up there, the Russians and the U.S. have teamed up regardless. But this is pretty much a complete, total control mechanism of the internet by a foreign entity, the UN, and the Russians, the Chinese. It's all compromised, folks, and it's pretty much the end of the internet as we knew it to be. So that is big news, and it's falling on this black moon. Of course, the black moon. They're symbolic of Lilith. And what is Lilith? Lilith is the Egyptian deity Isis that they named the terror group after, folks, that they keep mentioning over and over and over again on the news. Pretty much like they're chanting the name of a demon. And, you know, those areas are very symbolic to these entities, these demons. That's where they originated from. The Pentagon knows this. They're pretty much summoning demons, folks. They're pretty much summoning demons. I'll tell you what. You go back to this passage regarding King Solomon. I believe it's Kings 3:16, where Solomon makes a difficult decision, splitting a baby between two women. One woman who, they were both sleeping, basically, they were living like commies, and one woman rolled over and killed the other woman's baby and then replaced the baby with another baby. Well, America is that baby that got squashed, folks. And you have this new baby, this new idea, pretty much this communist idea that has taken over America. I mean, they're telling you that communism's bad. I mean, regardless of what it is, they're using Trump to bash man and woman, as you see them going head to head, toe to toe. And they're also using Trump to like bash capitalism and business. He's just a representation of that, and they're gonna stomp him out like a freaking bag with poo poo in it. Seriously, folks, on your porch, he is gonna be up in flames come November, because this new birth of this new nation, I mean, with the internet being gone as we knew it, and now Hillary set to be crowned, pretty much. I mean, it just marks a dire time in America. I mean, the Clintons are mega crooks, folks. I mean, pure evil. And that is what you have coming to a White House near you. Okay? You have pure evil. It's a good place for it, because that's where pure evil always is. And if you look at Washington, D.C., it's a freaking pentagram. I mean, they built the city as a goddamn pentagram. It's completely insane, folks. And it doesn't get any more insane than all of this falling, like I said, on this rare black moon. I'm looking at the article here on the Telegraph.co.uk. Black moon set to rise tonight. Rare lunar event. Again, this is a time where the occultists will worship Lilith. Again, that is symbolic of Isis. Lilith being the first wife of Adam. Again, many attribute her to be a snake. I mean, it's all going back to Mesopotamian folklore. Very esoteric indeed. A night where I'm sure that many moon spells and many lunatics will be up at 3 a.m. Somebody that's always up at 3 a.m., folks, is Donald Trump. Looking at this story here, Trump tweeting at 3 a.m. What the hell's he doing, huh? Well, what's he, casting some freaking witchcraft spells at 3 a.m.? He's probably doing it with Hillary, folks. He's doing it for her. You know, I'm so sick of seeing that cackling witch on TV hiling and freaking giving the Masonic hand signs all day. Both of them. I mean, I'm sick of it. You have elephants and asses. Again, controlling the masses, folks. And this is just funny. Trump tweets at 3 a.m. But this is not funny. It proves how corrupt the system really is. You have the FBI director receiving millions from the freaking Corleone Foundation, also known as the Clinton Foundation. You have this FBI director, this dirty freaking rat, Comey, whose brother, whose brother's law firm did the Clintons' taxes. So this guy got paid off to, again, like all the rest of those rats in D.C., to push freaking Hitlery, I'm with Hitler, Hitlery, and basically let her get away with murder. I mean, the kill list is incredible, folks, and Google is, again, censoring it all. Again, to no surprise, they bought off the FBI director. As I'm reading this article here, FBI director received millions from Clinton Foundation. Brothers law firm does Clinton's taxes. It appears James Comey did not recommend federal charges against Hillary Clinton because he's a freaking paid off stooge. Just like all the freaking stooges the FBI has been known to buffer. He's just one of the buffers, just like in the freaking Goodfellas or Godfather movies. You know, they have buffers. Their families have many buffers, right? You've heard that joke. But here's something that ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I don't know when I got cut off. They like to mess with shows on Spreaker, don't they? You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show live on TalkStream Live. You can listen to us on air every Friday live, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And I don't know if you got cut off, if you heard me talking about a couple of stories here. The FBI director, Comey, this paid rat getting paid off by the Clinton Foundation. That's why he made a wish-wash of the whole Hillary Clinton Benghazi thing. He just wiped his butt with it because the Clintons paid him off. And when I noticed that we went off air, I was talking about Congress overriding Obama's veto on the 9/11 victims bill. I was mentioning that they're pretty much making a complete sham of the ceremonies of 9/11. 9/11 truth has been co-opted by a bunch of Nazis, and the crowds are getting less and less and less interested in the victims of 9/11 and 9/11 in general. So Obama thought he could pull a fast one and just veto the bill for the families that were affected so that they don't sue their precious Saudi Arabia. Again, look, folks, Hillary Clinton cares more about Saudi Arabians than Americans. You know why? Because I don't know many Americans that can afford to give Hillary Clinton over freaking $2,000, let alone $25 million that the Saudis have managed to give to people like Hillary Clinton and Obama. And it's not just the Saudis that were involved, folks. I mean, the people that say, oh, it's an inside job, and then they go ahead and say that Saudi Arabia did it or Israel did it. I mean, it's completely preposterous because this is a New World Order job. This is a Pentagon job. I mean, they pretty much run every third world dictatorship and caliphate in the world, folks. So Obama's trying to say that this is going to come back and affect national security. Why? Because Saudi Arabia is going to have to pay for some crimes that they were involved in. But then again, folks, this is basically the Fox investigating the hen house. That's what it is. At the end of the day, it's always the Fox investigating the hen house. And if you're listening, we are broadcasting live from the Wild Wild West. I am Bruce Montalvo, your host. We're broadcasting live on TalkStream Live. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Bruce Montalvo and at Jaja. Just look up Bruce Montalvo, Jaja on Twitter. Follow us there. And let's go over some of the news, folks. You have just complete and total decimation of Syria right now. And every time I turn on the freaking news, if they don't have fruitcakes like David Gergen and Anderson Pooper Scooper cheerleading for Hillary Clinton. I mean, they're showing all these like gut-wrenching images of, babies with their face in the sand, or that dusty Syrian boy that was pretty much, that photo was staged by like an ISIS terrorist and then given to CNN. And they're trying to do this to blame Putin. Now, don't get me wrong, folks. I'm not trying to freaking do some ballerina dance like with Putin, like many, like Alex Jones or freaking Donald Trump that are probably freaking in a jacuzzi with Putin, talking about cigars that aren't cigars, folks. But I'm telling you, they want this boogeyman. They always want to tell you that it's the Russians. The Russians are looming over. The Russians are going to nuke us. When in reality, we're working with the Russians, and the Russians ain't got jack on American freaking technology. I mean, they've always been like 15 years behind of whatever the U.S. has, folks. If the U.S. government is ahead of the entire world in technology by 50 years, I mean, could you imagine how ahead they are of Russia? I mean, whatever they have now out, they have 50 years in advance the type of technology they just haven't put out yet. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. Just look at some of the stuff that DARPA's doing, folks. But regardless, we are working with the Russians. They're working with us. And they're just having a bunch of Pentagon and CIA orchestrated war games in Syria, pretty much just playing toy soldiers out there, taking over the resources. And again, it's also conducive for the U.S. to be in that area so that they can spy on Russia to begin with. So, looking at this article here on Reuters, battle rages near Aleppo, air onslaught. And you know what? Gary Johnson, again, not another plug for this asshole, but the fact that he doesn't know what Aleppo is, I mean, nobody would know what Aleppo is if Hillary Clinton wasn't destroying it. Okay? Because that's what her policies, I mean, the battles in Benghazi continue. The battles in Iraq continue. Nothing has stopped. Okay? Obama was a continuation of Bush. Hillary's going to be a continuation of Obama. So, that's that, folks. That's that. What do you want me to talk about? You want me to talk about friggin' Cain and Abel, friggin' Mike Pence and Cain about the debate? Huh? I'd rather see Cain from WWE barge in there and chokeslam both of these motherfuckers. That's what I'd rather see, folks. That's what I'd rather see, because I tell you what, anything these two They Live zombies tell me is irrelevant. Is irrelevant. I mean, other than Hillary Clinton collapsing and having a freaking heart attack, and then this Jesuit Cain stepping in and taking over, I mean, that's not irrelevant, because this guy's Jesuit educated, and you know that the Jesuits were at the top of the oligarchical pyramid of the New World Order. They want a Jesuit in charge of the launch codes. That way they control every government, every country in the world, because they got the top freaking poobah, El Gran Americano, and not me, folks, El Presidente of America, who's a Jesuit with his finger on the launch codes. That's what they want. They're all Jesuits at the end of the day. You look at Donald Trump, Fordham educated, right? Sounds cool, but it's a freaking Jesuit institution. Most of these colleges have a bunch of Saturn freaking structures in front of them. I mean, they're all a bunch of occultists, if you ask me. Now, let's go to the brainwashing broadcasting company news here. They got an article, BBC. The U.S. protecting Syria jihadist group. Russia's commie pinko fucktard named Lavrov. U.S. protecting Syrian jihadist group. Duh. They're freaking made by the CIA, man. I mean, where have you been, dude? Okay, let's move on here. Going through the news, folks. I'm going through the internet news, but I still got the newspaper here. Let's see. U.S. close to suspending Syria talks with Russia, Aleppo battle raging. Oh, you see, they're trying to blame it all on the Russians, all this destruction, when in reality, it's this U.S. controlled proxy, ISIS. Again, you have the black moon rising, bad moon rising over Washington. You have Aleppo and Syria being gutted. It all goes back. This is the ancient cradle of civilization, folks. And they're gutting it. Completely gutting it. They're going to gut this country. I was making a reference to Solomon. What would you want to do to America, folks? You want a capitalist society or a socialist society? What are you going to do? You're going to take the American baby and cut him in half? Well, if you really love America, you will want America not to be harmed. You will want the Bill of Rights to be intact. You want your civil liberties to remain. I mean, you want to remain a sovereign citizen in this country. But here's the thing, folks. You're being co-opted. You've been co-opted. It's an emergency broadcast. You have basically the UN about to take over your internets tomorrow. That's what you have, folks. Forget about the typhoon in China right now. I mean, you got a typhoon that's going to hit the internet. Here, a free internet in America is gone. You will now have sanctions by the UN. I mean, this is what I'm looking at right here. Obama hit one out of the park for his New World Order cronies, pretty much giving away the internet to UN oligarchs. But I mean, it's bad, folks. It's just as bad as this typhoon in China, these landslides I'm looking at. It's just as bad as that. But again, they know how to take a situation and pretty much make a good thing out of something that's bad. Now they want to use, looking at this article here, Japanese inventors typhoon turbine to harness storm's energy. So what are they doing? They're setting off all these typhoons, these typhoon megi, just to harness its energy. And this is the type of technology, this is the type of world that you're living in today, where eventually they're going to have us under a global freaking internet grid that will probably give you cancer. I mean, all sorts of other modern technological advances, but that is where you're heading as well. And how about that Filipino president, huh? I talked about him earlier, comparing himself to Hitler 1 week after telling Brussels, "Fuck you." That was pretty funny. That's just it's insane, folks. It's insane. What we're waiting for Manny Pacquiao to knock out Duarte from the Philippines, and so on. But what about dengue fever? Here's another article. Dengue fever infection reported in Miami. So they're letting in a whole bunch of boatload of stinky Cubans and all sorts of who knows what. I mean, all sorts of freaking Somalians. Who knows what they're letting into the country nowadays, folks. And now, who knows what the New World Order also might have bioengineered at some freaking lab and let out. And most of these end up being hoaxes. I mean, you heard about Zika lately, but now they're telling you they released the dengue fever. Anything to distract you from taking back your country from tyrants, from complete and total obliteration. Because a Hillary Clinton presidency will be like a freaking supernova that's going to just obliterate a free an open society, that this republic will no longer be able to stand under this. She's the whore of Babylon, folks. Pretty much, she's the whore of Babylon. She's going to go in there and she's going to send us all to hell. And I'm looking at this article here. Saudi Arabia already warning over the consequences of this 9/11 law, this 9/11 bill. Saudi Arabia warns disastrous consequences from U.S. law allowing 9/11 relatives to sue the kingdom. I was watching a Donald Trump rally the other day, or today, and I saw this freaking like Arabic priest, this Arabic Jesuit next to this freaking towel head behind Donald Trump. I mean, what are these towel heads going to do? Try to whack him? I doubt it, folks. He probably hired them there. It's all a bunch of state-hired actors, a bunch of freaking crisis actors, left and right. Just look at how many psyops they've pulled off since the debate. Well, you had that school shooting, another school shooting, all sorts of psyops going off. You have trains freaking blowing up in New Jersey. You know, if that fat bastard Krispy Kreme donuts had something to do with it. I mean, they're completely insane, folks. And again, the battle in Benghazi is continuing due to leftist policies, due to Hillary Clinton's just hegemony, folks. This woman is almost as creepy as these creepy clowns that have been getting arrested. Creepy clown hoaxes lead to 12 arrests in multiple states. You know, I went into a Halloween store once, and I was looking at the masks, and I saw a lot of masks that were scary. But the ugliest one had to be the Hillary Clinton mask. I mean, it was hideous. You know, another thing, I was watching the debate, and I look over at my wife, and I say, yo, Hillary looks like freaking Miss Piggy. And then after that, they start mentioning Miss Piggy everywhere. It goes to show you your freaking TV's listening to you. I mean, that's creepy. But how about this? Creepy clown hoaxes lead to 12 arrests. So you mean to tell me if I put on a freaking Doink the Clown mask and I go out there and just dance around, I'm going to get arrested just for being Doink the Clown? Now they're going to make it illegal for you to wear a clown mask. I mean, this is just psyops, folks. It's just civil affairs working for the freaking army out there trying to raise, you know, your blood temperature out there because they get a kick out of that. That's their protocol. You know what I mean? Anyway, like I was mentioning, so many psyops pulled off. Now they want another Sandy Hook. You know, they pulled off another Sandy Hook in South Carolina at that elementary school. You gotta look at that. He's pulling off hoaxes and psyops left and right. And Gladio-style attacks. I mean, everything to just get the people so scared that they're just going to throw up their civil liberties in the air and let the government buttfuck them into submission. But it's just ridiculous. I mean, the government is doing to the people what Nestle is doing to California, pretty much pumping California dry. And now, get this, folks. Nestle wants to scheme its way into the medical foods business. Now they want to start making all your protein powders and your drinks and, you know, your organic this and that. Yeah, they're selling you back all this freaking disgusting water after they do all their disgusting processes to it. Basically siphoning it from Californians and selling it back to your stupid asses. How do you like that? How do you like that, folks? But I tell you what, if you want to support the broadcast, be sure to go to our Etsy stores. Be sure to go to Antique Obsessions /shop on Etsy. And, I mean, we have a wide array of beautiful, freaking one-of-a-kind jewelry, solid sterling silver. I mean, I'm becoming a true metalsmith now. I'm starting to solder pieces and really getting into the groove, folks. Making some of the most beautiful jewelry imaginable. You want to support the broadcast, you want to support me, and Jaja, be sure to go to Antique Obsessions /shop/Etsy or Etsy.com. Etsy.com. Jaja's in the back right now. She's taking care of some business right now pertaining to our said shop. See, we never stop. We never stop. We're always creating the most beautiful jewelry you can imagine. Solid sterling, beautiful silver bracelets, rings, earrings. The best, folks. Be sure to just check us out. Etsy.com, Antique Obsessions, our other store, Conceptual Subculture. Look us up on Facebook. Give us a like. And that supports the show directly. That helps support the show. Indeed. And let's go through my top 10. Let's go through my top 10 here, folks. At number 10, I stole this from David Letterman, as usual. Mary J. Blige singing to Hillary Clinton was excruciating. Yes, it was. We talked about that earlier. It was painful to watch. Okay? So painful, I don't even want to think about it. Here we go. Number 9. Lester the Crank Holt interrupted Trump 41 times. And he interrupted Hitler only 7 times. Only 7 times. That seem fair to you? I mean, first of all, they don't even let the pathetic excuse of a libertarian debate. And then they completely and totally, by design, cut off the Republican candidate's balls off. I mean, they lowered his mic. Hillary Clinton was rigged up with a freaking anti-coughing machine. She had like some type of teleprompter in front of her. She had an earpiece directly freaking in communication with Lester the Molester Holt. And here you have that NBC crank interrupting Trump 41 times. Hillary only 7. Hillary only 7. So, I mean, just like King Kong versus Godzilla, if you watched one movie, there was 2 movies. There's the Japanese version and there was the American version. You're going to think Trump won in Japan. Trumpzilla won, when in reality it was Hillary Kong that kicked the shit out of Donald Trump. And I'm not saying that I agreed with what she was saying, but that's what we have, folks. We have a divided states of America. We have King Solomon holding the American baby saying, I'm going to split it in half. It's either going to be a capitalist baby or a communist baby. And right now they want that freaking baby to be full-on commie. Okay, because, I mean, Donald Trump being in the Republican Party is pretty much the equivalent of Bela Lugosi getting a stake right through the freaking heart in Dracula. Because that's what he's going to do. He's going to kill the Republican Party, folks. He's going to completely eviscerate it, obliterate it. It's done. Finito. Done. He's going to, nada, zilch. It's finished after Donald Trump. Anyway, folks, this is number 8. Clinton teleprompter inside debate podium exposed. I just mentioned it. She had a teleprompter. She had an earpiece. She had a freaking rigged up with a anti-coughing machine so that she wouldn't gag or start spewing venomous green liquid like The Exorcist. Okay? So, there you have it. They had a teleprompter rigged up for her. That's on Ending the Fed. Now, I believe I'm on number 7. Cash flowed to Clinton Foundation amid Russian uranium deals. That's old news, but it's worth mentioning. Again, I was talking about the Pentagon being in bed with the Russians. This is proof of it, because even Hillary Clinton, as bad as they want to make Putin be, they're still making deals with his little midget ass. They're still getting money, getting some of that uranium money. That's right. Look into that, folks. I mean, they're both crooked as hell. I mean, the Republican Party's already on record for liberty. The Republican Party is completely pathetic. Okay, anybody that would join it at this point in time is a complete buffoon. The same thing with the libertarians. I'm done with them. I care about the American people. America first, Americanism, and I don't need some pussy like Donald Trump to push that to me. I don't need to love government to love my country, pretty much. Now let's go to, I believe, number 5 on my top 10 list that I bitch slapped David Letterman off the air to take. Number 6, Hillary. I mentioned this earlier. Hillary, Australia-style gun control, worth looking at. And again, this is a oldie but goodie. Listen to that. Australia-style gun control, worth looking at. I mean, is she not a total and complete bitch? Absolutely. Absolutely. This woman would want to put gun owners on the Iron Maiden and just friggin' let heads roll. Okay? This isn't as cool as a Judas Priest song. This is completely, totally bloody, folks. She wants to cut off the head of freaking the American eagle. That also is symbolic of the Egyptian eagle, Horus. Okay, we're at number 4. They're trying to make a mockery of this. I mean, I'm looking at this meme here. What's on Hillary's back? Either she's rigged up to squeal on somebody, the FBI's got her rigged up with some type of mic, or that's some type of coughing prevention machine. Now, I'm no crazy conspiracy theorist here, folks, but she's rigged up with a freaking coughing prevention machine. And it's not absurd at all. Okay? At all. Number 4. How about number 3? Howard Dean. We all remember that hideous shriek Howard Dean had. He's going to take back the White House. However the hell he screamed. Anyway, Howard Dean would know. Because if you scream like Howard Dean, you must do some type of drug. So Howard Dean is alleging that Donald Trump did cocaine at the debate. Now the Washington Post is wondering, why isn't Howard Dean's allegation that Donald Trump did cane a bigger deal? That sounds funny. Did cane? They probably did that at the Bohemian Grove. Anyway, folks, that's funny. They're all a bunch of freaking cokeheads anyway. They're all a bunch of cokeheads. And I'm at number 3, I believe, on my top 10 list. Trump's Russian roulette. How the Republican nominee's embrace of Puto Putin will give Clinton the swing state opening. You have a bunch of idiots wearing Trump, Putin, 2016. That's what it is. That's what it is, folks. You have Donald Trump basically wanting to be Putin. Wanting to be inside Putin, more like it. How about this, folks? Number 3. This is the type of world we live in today. Now, either this is a complete and total psyop, fake news, hoax news, or this 15-year-old kid is the coolest kid ever. 2 women accused of having sex with 15-year-old at pizza party. 2 women accused of having sex with 15-year-old at pizza party. You believe this? 2 women have been jailed. Oh, they're ugly. Oh, they're ugly, folks. Pizza party. How about that? Some ugly bitches and some pizza. That's your 15th-year-old party right there. And this happened in Pittsburgh, middle of nowhere, Pittsburgh. And I noticed that people in those areas, like Pennsylvania, Ohio, they're really ugly. Some of these people are really ugly. They're like inbred looking almost. I don't know. I would know, folks. I've driven coast to coast. From Brooklyn to Tucson, folks. And let's see, we're at number 3. FBI director, hackers poking around voting systems. And this is indicative of them going to swing this thing to Hillary Clinton, folks. They're already warning electoral voting systems nationwide that watch out for hackers. Watch out for those pesky Russians, again, that we gave control of our internet to, along with the UN, and who else knows all these Chinese freaking hackers and all these other bastards. This is just insanity, folks. Number 2, we have the New Jersey Hoboken train crash was a bomb. Now they're saying that the train didn't slow down, and Chris Crispy pretty much decided that, if the train was a Danish, he would have ate it. But it wasn't, and the train crashed right into the train station. This could pretty much be used for Christie to gain some type of leverage and get some money from the government. The mobsters, y'all seen how they operate in The Sopranos. Well, it's no different with Krispy Kreme donuts. You saw what he did to that bridge. They held up that bridge. This train's probably no different. They sent in some Blackwater freaking crew with Punisher hats in there, and they rigged the joint. I mean, you have a crisis actor on CNN or ABC stating that he heard a bomb, right? I heard it. Now, they're keeping it on the wraps, but again, it helps push the narrative. Oh, be afraid. You got all these pansies on Fox News, all these other losers on mainstream media. Oh, I'm scared to go to the train station now because, oh my God, ISIS could be there. Oh, these people are just cowards. They're gutless freaking turds. Every time I watch the mainstream media, I just see a bunch of gutless turds, a bunch of shape-shifting, gutless worms. And all these stupid freaking info bitches that they put up there. It makes me sick. Jaja looks at them, she's like, oh my God, look how much makeup they put on these bitches. And they're looking at you, they're winking. Oh, we're telling you the truth, winking. We love being on television. Right? These freaking fiends. As soon as I put on the glasses, I see what they are. They're Amaleka. They're freaking reptoid. They're ugly. They're ugly, folks. These people are just completely hideous. And we've come to number 1, folks. What is number 1 on my top 10 list? Well, Gary Johnson not being able to call a single foreign leader. He had a brain fart. It's pathetic representation of the Libertarian Party. He's pretty much doing what Trump is doing to the GOP, pretty much killing the Libertarian Party, making us look like a bunch of dumbasses. I know a lot of ultra bright, super intelligent libertarians, and Gary Johnson isn't one of them. Gary Johnson is a total dumbass. Gary Johnson is trying to push the stereotype that libertarians are just a bunch of just coked out and weeded idiots that don't know any better. When, in fact, Gary Johnson's not even a libertarian. He's a bona fide neocon. And his VP not only wants gun control, but is ready to drop out of this ridiculous freaking crusade. It's not even a crusade, folks. It's just a crusade to keep Trump down by at least 10 points or 8 points on their so-called polls that Hillary is ahead in. So, Gary Johnson not being able to name a foreign leader. The next day, this is what's making news, the next day, Hillary Clinton went out and named her favorite leader, which was Merkel. Now, is Merkel related to Adolf Hitler? I don't know, but she looks a lot like him. Now, we know Trump could name a foreign leader that he admires. He's basically sucking off that foreign leader every day, Vladimir Putin. And, this is about the only libertarian thing he did. Well, I can't name a single leader. He's just being a dumbass. Now, either he's satanically possessed or he is just a total and complete dumbass, Gary Johnson. I'm leaning towards the fact that he is a total dumbass. And how about the fact now, let's move on now, folks. How about the fact that you have this Arizona newspaper, historically, for over 126 years, Arizona Republic endorsed, during its 126-year history, it always seemed to endorse the Republican nominee. Now it endorsed a Democrat for president. And you can see it here, folks. I mean, they're letting in all the illegal aliens through here. They're coming in here. They're putting their kids all in the schools here. They're building their embassies here. They're trying to take over Arizona. Eventually, try to institute some type of draconian gun laws, and then bring down the value of your neighborhoods with these third world foreigners pretty much trying to sponge off the middle class. And now guess what? Now they've officially co-opted a Arizona newspaper that was historically conservative, now being basically made to change its attitude. It was given an attitude adjustment. Okay, that freaking John Cena give the Arizona newspaper a attitude adjustment. Now they're endorsing clit liquor, Cliton, folks. And I mean, it's no surprise, folks. Hillary is gonna win. I hate to say it, but it's gonna be the elephant's going down, and the ass is gonna control the mass, folks. Okay, doesn't matter how many Bush administration alumni endorse Donald Trump, including Donald Rumsfeld, Donald Duck. It doesn't matter who. Okay, they endorse Clinton too. That's what I'm telling you. After watching this charade of a debate, I mean, I knew beforehand, but it just solidified it that it is a complete and total wish-wash. We are not in a democracy. We are in a totalitarian autocracy, folks, an autonomous autocracy. We have a bipartisan big government establishment that is just got a stranglehold on the sentient human beings in this republic. I mean, they look at us like we're trash, folks. That's why I wonder, is it really just a holographic freaking universe? Or are these people from the other side of the mirror, are these people really freaking iguana people? Or have I had too many marijuanas? I mean, I don't know. You imagine what goes on in the world of Trump in his mind? Especially if he's on coke. And why is he up at 3 a.m.? He's either doing witch spells or he's coked out of his mind. That's right, folks. That's right. So, the day after the debate, Clinton gloated, and Trump was up in fumes. Of course he was. Yeah, that's why he had a blue tie, the Democon. Look, Clinton was over there, just pretty much rolling her eyes, acting condescending. I mean, she pretty much called a part of the American voter bloc deplorable. Last time I checked, whether they're inbred, retards, or what have you, they're still Americans. She called Americans deplorable. Never in history has a candidate explained such disdain for the American people and still be put up on the pedestal as high as the cocksuckers on CNN put Hillary Clinton high. As high as they put her on. But still Trump saying, I was holding back. Yeah, sure you were. That's why you were talking about cookies and freaking and Mexico, right? And China and all the business you want to do over there and how you want to take advantage of the law. I pretty much saw them shaking hands like they're freaking grandmaster freaking Masons and shit. It's just a charade, folks. In the end, it's coming down to emails. Hillary talking about the Bohemian Grove and child sacrifice. It's in her emails. Right? Hillary Clinton wants Donald Trump to release his tax records. But she's got all these emails lingering that she didn't friggin' release to the government. Those are the government's emails. She destroyed phones with freaking hammers. I mean, she's pleading the fifth like she's a 1950s gangster. And that's what you have, a complete and total totalitarian gangster government. And we're predicting it here. As much as it hurts, Hillary Clinton is going to knock Donald Trump on his ass by design. Just go back and listen to that pompous ass, and he'll tell you on Larry King he didn't want to be president. On Oprah, he didn't want to be president. Today, what makes you think that he changed his mind? Oh, he even said that Clinton was the best one to negotiate the Iran nuke deal while trying to say that she's trying to arm Iran. Meanwhile, that's why they fired that ugly Greta woman from Fox News, because he pretty much hung himself like a fish on a hook on her show, talking about how much he loved Hillary Clinton and how she's the best one to negotiate the Iran deals and so on. Okay? Donald Trump is a goddamn snake in the grass. It's time for you to wake up, America. But I tell you what, folks, no matter what, these people are still going to endorse him. They don't know that both Donald Trump and Bill Clinton hang out and probably fly on the same plane as a billionaire pedophile named Jeffrey Epstein. They're making a wish-wash of that too. The Trumps and the Clintons, they hang out like the Bushes and the Clintons, man. They go to camp. They go to their weddings. You have a dynastic oligarchy ruling America. They just look at the colors of the flag. Forget about Colin Kaepernick and that thing. The colors of the flag represent monarchy. Symbolic of monarchy. Just like Hillary Clinton's logo, I'm with her. Look at it closely. Kind of looks like Hitler. Okay? And no, I'm not taking medication. And you could wipe my ass for me. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show, folks. And, you know, we're going to wrap it up a little bit early, folks, because we have to get some things in motion here. I want to let you know, don't get freaking sucked up by a spaceship right now. There's a black moon going on, a totally rare black moon going on, and just be careful when you're out there. You don't know what Anunnaki may be lurking on this night, tonight, the night of the black moon. Thank you for joining us, folks. We will be back next Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, same time, same dial. And again, hopefully Jaja will be feeling a little bit better and should be able to join us for the full 2 hours, and we'll be able to continue. But be sure to follow us on Twitter at Bruce Montalvo, at Jaja. Follow us there, folks. Friend us on Facebook, Bruce Montalvo at Facebook, Jaja at Facebook. And that is where you can find us. We're also live, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time on TalkStream Live. The wildest guns in the West, folks. From Tucson, Arizona, broadcasting live. This is Bruce Montalvo signing out. Thank you for listening to us. We'll catch you on the flip side next week, folks. Take care.